They say that nothing really ages you quite like coaching a national football team, but I've got to say our next guest has not aged a day since yesterday, Graham Arnold.
I think that's a lie, Trace.
How much have you aged on this journey? Just the last qualification period for this World Cup.
I think I've aged a lot. I've lost my voice anyway, but no, look, it's quite a lonely position, to be honest. And I read a great article Justin Langer wrote when he was Australian cricket coach, and talking about how lonely coaching a national team is, and it resonated very much with me. But at the same time, you know, having great staff around you and that especially during COVID, it was very special.
So Graham, the Socceroos, they have fight, we know that. You've been telling us that. That's been something that's been instilled in the team for a very long time, generations, since you were a player and before. But what's it going to take for the Socceroos to win a World Cup?
Oh, I don't think I'll be alive when that happens. But the game in Australia, the growth of the game, like the Socceroos are only as strong as their development system. You know, if people talk about the golden generation and all those players, and they're all in the Premier League and all that, when they were playing in the Premier League and that's all around the development system. And we have to get the game right at junior level, because you know, there's so many different things that are happening that shouldn't be happening for the kids. And
expense being one of them.
Expense,
it's expensive for a kid to play, and 100%. So that wipes out a whole lot of people.
Yep.
And have the talent.
And most of the kids, or most people that are successful in life, are the ones who brought up the hard way, and they can't afford to play the game. And
was that you?
Yes. Yeah, I lived in my grandmother's garage for 24 years. That's where I grew up. And my mum and dad had, you know, no money, and my dad was a cab driver. My mum died when I was 18, 19, and I learnt the hard way. And living in a garage was probably not the greatest upbringing, but I had a fantastic family in and around me. And as I said last night about my brother, who was a fantastic support for me over all these years, that you know, when you get brought up the hard way, it's when you appreciate things more in life.
Doha has almost become a second home for you because of COVID and because of not being able to play many games at home, etc. Does that work well for the team? Is that going to be a benefit come World Cup time?
Trace, I think last night that was our advantage. You know, Peru, for whatever reason, they turned up late Saturday night, and they hadn't experienced an air-conditioned stadium. They hadn't experienced Qatar. They hadn't experienced how hot it is just to go outside. So you're basically locked up inside because of the heat. And we've had that experience now. Leading into the World Cup, it's a 7-day, you know, you only get 7 days before the first game. And we've had all these experiences here that it really is our home away from home and our second home. And, you know, for the boys to feel so familiar here is really important. So nothing will shock them. So I do feel that that's going to be a huge advantage for us.
Really appreciate the time you gave us today, because I know there's probably so many other things you'd rather be doing than speaking to the media. Enjoy the break, and all the very best to you and the Socceroos for the World Cup.
Thanks, Trace.